Jai Hind, this is Brigadier Hemant Mahajan, and we meet again for carrying out a review of important activities that have taken place in and around India in last 1 week. First, the most important news today was, or yesterday was, that ULFA, United Liberation Front of Assam, they have signed a peace accord with the government of India in the presence of the Home Minister, and they have formed a committee to ensure that whatever accord has been signed, they the accord will be implemented. This is a very good news simply because ULFA was one of the biggest and the longest surviving terrorist group which was operating in Kashmir, operating in Assam and also in the northeast. Almost about 6 to 7,000 people had died because of the ULFA violence. Now that the accord has been signed, it's a good news, and further peace will come to the state of Assam and also to the northeast. Let us hope that the other groups which are still active insurgent groups, they will also come on the negotiations table, and northeast will become peaceful once again. The second issue was that there was a bomb blast which took place near the Israel embassy in Delhi, and the Delhi police is inquiring into it, and two suspects who are supposed to have been involved in that have been caught. The next important news is on the economic front. As far as economic security of the country is concerned, it is doing very well. The Sensex and the Nifty have reached an unprecedented heights, making almost an 8% surge in December. The domestic market is witnessing a wave of positivity, both in terms of equity benchmarks, consistently maintaining positive trends for last quite a few months. There are many factors which are responsible for this. One is, of course, United States has cut its interest rate. Secondly, there's a robust growth which is likely as per all the world institutions. India's GDP is expected to grow at the rate of 6.5%. The foreign financial institutions are buying regularly. Our own financial institutions are also buying regularly, and India's stock market has become a superpower. We have joined what is called as the 4 trillion club, in which we are the fourth largest stock exchange as far as the world is concerned, just behind America, China, and Japan. So this is a very good news. This is all because of robust economic growth, policy reforms, which has made the environment very business friendly, technological advancements which have taken place in India's stock exchange. We have a demographic advantage in that we have a young population which is generating demands, and the implications of joining a 4 trillion club as far as the stock exchange is concerned is it gives you an increased global recognition. The market expansion takes place and wealth creation is done, in which more and more Indians, especially from the middle class, will join wealthy club. It strengthens the capital market. It gives you, let's say, capital at a cheap rate, and the future is very, very bright. It is expected that economic reforms will continue, infrastructure development will continue to take place, risk management and investor protection is improving, inclusion and financial literacy is increasing, thereby ensuring that large number of Indians now are investing in the stock market, especially in the mutual fund industry via the state systematic investment plan route. Thus, India has shown a remarkable achievement of joining the 4 trillion club. It reflects its growing stature as far as stock market is concerned. It shows country's economic growth. It shows policy reforms. It shows technological advancement. It shows demographic advantage. All in all, India's rise is very well documented, and Indian economy is looking for a very bright future in 2024. As far as the diplomacy was concerned, 2023 was a year which was marked by many diplomatic victories, including summits. We had the G20 summits, a large number of foreign heads of state have visited India for many reasons, and definitely India's uh, clout as a diplomatic level at the world stage is improving tremendously. Uh, the G20 was a great success. Number of visitors who came was also a great success. Possibly one weak point was that Joe Biden, the president of United States of America, who was supposed to be visiting New Delhi for the 26th January parade, this visit has been cancelled, and the reason is Khalistani terrorist Pannu. Now remember, Pannu was no great Mahatma, but there is a lobby in the United States, in their political parties, and some people in the Congress who do not like India's peaceful rise. So therefore, they are against India, and the seeds of doubt about India have been planted by some Indians of Indian origin, only people in USA, and of course America's ignorance about what India is. But the most important issue as far as America India relation is concerned, India is very, very clear. The moment this was announced that Joe Biden is not coming, India's foreign minister was in Russia, and we are strengthening our relations with Russia. Not only that, the French prime minister has agreed to be the chief guest as far as the 26th January is concerned. So therefore, more important is if United States want India on their side, then they should control the anti-India lobbies and interest groups which are there in the Washington DC who do not want India and America relation to prosper. The next issue is the maritime security. The news was there that today the Houthi rebels are firing on ships that are passing through the Red Sea. About 20% of India's trade passes from there, and two ships which had a connection with India were fired upon by the Houthis, and it was a drone attack in which the ship suffered a damage. Now, this Red Sea maritime security is a big issue as far as India is concerned because it is increasing cost of imports as well as exports. Because via Red Sea, via the Suez Canal, you can enter the Mediterranean and do trade economic activities with the European Union. But if this route is closed because of Houthi rebels attack, then it means you have to go around the Cape of Good Hope, around the coastline of Africa, and then enter the Mediterranean Ocean. So this is a big loss as far as India is concerned, and it is expected that oil seeds, oil, etc., which India imports in a big way, their cost may go up by 1 to 2%. But there is nothing much we can do. The Indian Navy is deployed warships in the Arabian Sea to ensure that some kind of a patrolling is done there. But the Indian Navy has never have had the experience of dealing with drone attacks, so therefore it is a big challenge. As far as India's defense minister is concerned, Mr. Rajnath Singh made a statement that anybody who's attacked the Indian ships will be uh, will be pursued, and we will take action against them. What India needs to do is enhance its maritime surveillance in the Arabian Ocean. We have to ensure that we have anti-drone system which can which can give you a defense against drones which attack you. But this kind of a thing is not possible on the merchant navy ships. In fact, most of the merchant navies of the world now have decided to avoid the Red Sea. We have to ensure we have a good air defense system. Unfortunately, the air defense system that we have are all single point air defense system. That means we are not in a position to provide a cover to the ships that are entering our maritime zone. So what we can do possibly is maritime patrolling, public private partnership, and encouraging the world to take action against Houthis, requesting Iran not to let the Houthis attack ships which have a connection with India, international cooperation. This is what we can do. There was a small accident as far as MiG 29 was concerned. It had a tire burst at the Dabolin airport. However, there were no injuries except that the aircraft was stunted on the taxiway and the airport's runway had to be closed until 4 p.m., affecting passenger flights due to the routine sortie. India has commissioned a first warship which has been named after the Northeast called INS Imphal, which was launched in Mumbai. Now, next issue pertains to countering certain internal and external threats. The parliamentary committee had recommended that we should share glacier data with China. That means glacier management of the country, monitoring of glaciers. A report was prepared by Government of India. So parliamentary committee recommended that we could share this data with China. However, Government of India rightly has rejected it because any data shared with China, it's only going to be misused and this will be the data will also be weaponized. The next issue is Sri Lanka has decided now to freeze all Chinese spy ships which come on their coast. That's a good news. Army has decided to increase the deployment in the Punch area. Next is Bharat Defence Sector Company Bharat Electronics Limited has backed the order of 445 crores from the UP government. The BSF has claimed that up till now it has shot down 100 Pakistani drones. As far as the United Nations Security Council is concerned, there is a report that on India's initiative, African Union has become a permanent member of at the G20 meeting. However, India's um, uh, entry into the United Nations Security Council is still awaited. Next issue is countering China's multi-domain war, gray zone war, and hybrid war. What we have to understand is, as far as Indian Ocean is concerned, it's a it will become a weak point as far as China is concerned because it has what is called as the Malacca dilemma, and almost 65-70% of the Chinese trade takes place through Malacca, and even a country like India can stop it if it's required. So China will be in big trouble as far as the Malacca is concerned, though they've been trying to bypass the Malacca Strait by developing what is called as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is a complete failure. They have tried to develop a economic corridor with Myanmar also. That also is a complete failure. And in any case, South China Sea has been militarized by China. So therefore, the Chinese are in big trouble as far as the maritime security is concerned. The next issue pertains to Taiwan. China has been complaining that the Democratic Party of Taiwan, which is fighting elections, it is unnecessarily hyping military threat from China to win votes. Now the Taiwanese will elect a new president in the month of January, and there are two people who are fighting. One is the current president, who is anti-China, and the other person, William Lai, he is a person who is pro-China. So let us hope that the pro-China person does not win, but however, China will carry out all that it can do to disturb the elections in Taiwan so that it gets a person as the president of Taiwan who is friendly to China. The next issue is Taiwan's investment in China was quite a lot. It is, however, dropped down to an all-time low. The investment is dropped down to just about 10% of the foreign direct investment which Taiwan did outside. The lucky ones who are receiving Taiwanese foreign direct investments are basically United States and Germany. To some extent, India is also benefiting because of Taiwan. However, as far as China is concerned, now Taiwan, because of many reasons, especially China's inimical activity, has decided not to go, not to have too much of a friendship with them. and they're reducing their investment in China. The next issue pertains to the the Ukraine war. Mr. Putin has said that 2,044 lakh Russian troops today are fighting in Ukraine, and uh, uh, he said that there are 4 lakh 86,000 soldiers who are there who have signed a contract with the Russian military, and if required, they can also be called to fight. However, the fighting in Ukraine has reached a stalemate. Both the sides are firing with each other, but without any important victories either for Taiwan, either for Ukraine or for Russia. The Israeli airstrikes have hit Syria also, killing a Syria Iranian Revolutionary Guard member. Because today, a lot of people have jumped into the Hamas war with Israel. The Houthis are firing, the Hezbollahs are firing, Lebanon to some extent is involved, and Turkestan is also involved. Terrorist groups are also involved. However, Israel says it is fighting on out of 7 fronts, 6 fronts it is fighting and fighting very, very well. Now, the cost of this war has been very, very heavy as far as Israel is concerned. The cost, as counted by Israel, is more than 14 billion. It is ensuring that the deficit is increasing and increasing. So therefore, this war, Hamas Israel war, is proving costly not only for Israel but also for rest of the world. India has managed to recover from the situation, and a lot of technological companies from Israel now are inside India trying to set up factories. Similarly, as far as the Ukraine war is concerned, we have been able to manage our oil security quite well. But if there's a third problem, that is war with Taiwan, then the challenges in front of India's national security will increase. All in all, 2023 was a good year in which India made progress all over on all the fronts: economic, strategic, diplomatic, internal security, external security. 2024 is expected to be a still better year for India, and India is uh, expected to increase its rate of growth. However, the most important event is going to be the elections which are going to take place in the month of April, May in the country. Let us hope that the political stability is there and India continues to prosper and move on the path of progress. I'll stop here. Thank you and Jai Hind.